You're listening to the Small and Supercharged podcast with Ria Freeman, episode 114. Are you a creator, a business, or do you have a personal account on Instagram? I'd really love to know actually. So if you would like to screenshot and share when you listen to this podcast and just say creator, business, or personal, I'd love to know. Or do comment on the post about this on my Instagram feed today. But in this podcast today, we're going to talk about the 3 different kinds of accounts and which ones might be most suited for each person and a few of the features within them, because I know it can be really confusing. A lot of us are small businesses, we might be solopreneurs, so we work for ourselves and we are our business and we might subcontract bits out, but we're kind of it. So therefore, we should have a personal account, surely. Well, actually, no. If you are selling products or a service, a business account is more likely to be a good fit for you, and I'm going to talk about why. But also a creator account, depending on exactly what you're doing, might also provide the perfect fit to tick all the boxes you need to be ticked. So first of all, I'm going to look at a personal account. So these are the ones that are super easy to set up, not that any of the others are difficult at all, but they're fast to set up. They're the one most of us default to first. They're great if you just want to share your life on Instagram. If you don't have a business, you're not selling a product, you're not selling a service, and you just want to share your pictures and your videos with the world. They can be set to private or public, which is a really, really useful feature and one that sets it apart from the other two, actually. So if you have a personal Instagram account, you might just want to, I don't know, for example, if you are sharing pictures of your family, of your children, of your house, of things that are really precious to you and you don't want the whole world seeing, but you do want family, friends, and specific people that you approve and pick, a personal account with the private setting could be absolutely perfect for you because you've got complete control over who is seeing that information in their feed. You have got that control there. Of course, they could screenshot and share. We're just talking about what's available when people are looking at your feed. So if you want to do that, then a personal account is a great way to do that because you can really lock it down and really keep it private and keep it in and close to the people that you know and trust. And you'll never find me being critical of that. You know, if you follow me on the podcast, if you follow me on social media, you know that I don't share a huge amount of my children online. I might share a witty one-liner, or I might share a picture of their shoes or their feet or their hands or something like that, but I'm not going to share a huge amount of them because I don't want them all over social media. Now, this isn't a criticism of anyone that does, far from it. I love seeing other people's pictures online of their kids doing lovely things, but it's just something that we've decided not to do. But if I had a personal account and I had a private setting, I could add friends that I know as in I know quite well who would be interested to see the kids and what they get up to. I could add family members, maybe in different parts of the world, about what the kids are getting up to. So you can use it in quite a different way. Of course, you can set your account to public as well, and that means that just like with any other account, anyone who's following you or finds you through a hashtag or finds you on the search and explore page will see your account. But it's generally for if you your whole point of using Instagram is to just share your story and find like-minded souls. In that case, a personal account is great for you. Now we're going to move up to the more professional accounts, and this divides into 2. You've got business account and you've got a creator account. So the creator one is the most recent addition to the little family of different kinds of Instagram accounts. And it's kind of almost a hybrid between a personal account, because it can look like a personal account in appearance if that's what you select, and a business account because it does have some of the features that a business account has. So one thing, it gives specific insights on your post. So one of the reasons that I have a business account, well, firstly, I'm a business, but secondly, I love the insights, and I will talk about those in more detail when we talk about the business section. But the insights are really useful. You can look at the reach of your posts, you can look at how many actions have been taken on your post. You can see the likes and the comments. Anyway, you could do that on a personal account. But it does give you the insights that if you're an influencer, or with the creator account, this is designed for influencers, people who are making money or potentially making money from them being on Instagram. So yes, they are a business in many ways, but they are their business in terms of they are an influencer, or they are their business, they are their service, they are what they do. So thinking about an influencer, the way that an influencer makes money is through promoting whatever they are promoting, but as themselves, about themselves, for themselves. They might be educating their fans and followers that they are the product. It's not what they create, they are the product. So a creator account can be brilliant for that. As I said, it gives specific insights, and you can also choose your creator category, which can be useful as well if you want to really make it very clear who you are and why you're using the platform. You also have the benefit of, just like the business account, when you get up to 10,000 followers, you can integrate the swipe up feature, which as a creator is going to be a massive plus, because it means that you can link more easily to things that you're working on, to brands that you're an ambassador for, to campaigns you have running, because the swipe up is it's a great feature. It just makes it so much easier rather than saying to someone, go to the link in my bio, do this, do this, do this. You just say swipe up and you're there. So thinking about with the creator hat on, that's a really, really useful feature. Another thing you can do another thing that has to be the case on a creator account is that it has to be public. You cannot have a private creator account. And if you think about it, why would you want to have a private creator account? Because if you are there creating content, promoting yourself, promoting the brands you work with, the last thing that any brand is going to want is to have that reach limited if they are paying you to promote it, or they're working with you on a longer term basis to promote and create more of a community around what you're doing, to educate people. They're going to want their message to get as far as possible. So on that level, having a private account is not going to help your cause, and it is definitely not going to help them. And I have to say, when brands I work with get approached by people about, oh, I'd like to be a brand ambassador, oh, I do this, oh, I do that, if they have a private account, it is immediately a no, because there is just no value in that from the brand. Yes, they might have an incredible community in there, but A, we can't see that unless we join that little group. So that is really not the best thing. But also, it really limits what you can do, really, really limits it. And that's not what you want. If you're selling your services as someone who can promote and enhance and amplify someone's brand, they've got to be able to see it. Otherwise, there's very little point. The third kind of account is a business account. This is the one that I have got on my Rhea Freeman PR account. I like it mainly because of the insights, I'll be honest. I like looking at the stats. I like seeing what worked well and what didn't work well. I like to see if it's been shared and how many times it's been shared. I like to see if it's been saved. I like to see all of the things, and the little insights panel is superb on the business account, in my opinion. I know there are other ways that you can get it. I know if you do specific things, you can also get the insights. But yeah, here you can look at actions taken, profile visits. It also breaks down your reach and how people found your content. You can also promote using a business account. So if you have got a business account, you can get the ad product going as well, which is brilliant. Again, if you want to promote your business, having that is so great. And the thing is, you can set your ads up from Facebook if you like, but with a business account on Instagram as well, you can just press the promote button. So you've got a post that's doing really well, and you think, well, actually, if it's doing well organically, it's more likely to do well with a bit of a boost as well, because what you're doing is you're showing your content to more people, but because it's good content, it's well-performing content, you're likely to get more interactions and engagements on that because it's good quality content. I digress. So insights, really useful. Love the insights. They're so handy and I'm a big fan. You can also advertise through your business account. It does have to be linked to a Facebook page, but that's okay. You can add your business information, which again is really useful. This allows people to contact you in different ways that aren't just on Instagram. So on mine, let me have a little look and I'll tell you what contacts I have got on mine. I have got message and contact. If I press contact, I have got the call, a phone option, or an email option within the contact there. Whereas if I look at a private account, then we don't have the same options at all. The option we have is message, and that goes to the DM function, which is fine. And also, if you aren't a business account, if you haven't got a business, if you are just doing this because you enjoy it, keep those messages in your DMs. You don't want people contacting your email, phoning you. And I have to say, I've had some exciting things on WhatsApp when people have got hold of my number that way and, sent me pictures. And what was the last one? Oh, the last one, that got a bit dark a bit quickly. I think the other one wanted me to have their children, which seemed a little bit much, as I hadn't met them and didn't know who they were. And I'm actually married and we have 2 children. So I think they misjudged the audience there. So what I'm saying is you do open yourself up to more random contacts that way. But, also from a business, it can be very, very positive. There's always like a negative twist when I get involved with some of these things. But you do get to have your business information there, which again, what you're just doing is you're making it easier for people to take the desired actions. So if you have promoted a product, promoted a service, promoted an event you're going to, or something you're excited about, if you say, give us a ring if you're interested, maybe you've got something with just a limited number of pieces left, and you say, if you want it, make sure you phone us or DM us or this, that and the other, and you're giving people more options, which also means that even if someone isn't perhaps comfortable with a DM and would rather speak to someone, you have given them that option there to help them get in touch with you in a way that they're comfortable with. So you can add more options in there. Another great thing is the shopping functionality in Instagram. And as I'm talking about this, they're rolling out more of a shop function, which makes it even easier to shop on Instagram. But even before that, businesses have got the ability, if they've set up their catalogue and they are approved for shopping, to tag products in an image to reduce the number of steps taken for someone to make a purchase. So I was going to say, imagine if you took a picture of my desk now, but you'd weep. But if I sold pens, there are a few pens on my desk now, so I could take a flat lay, I could put that up and talk about writing my weekly notes, and then I could tag the pen, which would then link to the website to allow me to actually make that purchase and find out more about it, which is a really useful little function if you think about it, rather than thinking, so what kind of pen? I'm just looking at a gold pen now, which is a Martha Brooke one actually, but rather than thinking, I wonder what that would be called on the website. Is it a gold pen? Is it a ballpoint pen? Is it a blue pen? Is it a black pen? You would just know that you tap on the image, it shows which products are in there that the brand has tagged, you tap on that, and then you move through to the next step. As I said, they are currently rolling out an additional shop function, which will make it even easier to shop on Instagram, which is brilliant and really, really exciting too. But that is a functionality that comes with a business account, the shopping, to make it easier for you to actually sell through the platform versus inviting people, to go to the link in your bio, to go to the shop link, to then go to, pens or stationery, pens, gold pens. You're making it easier, you're reducing the number of steps, and that's going to help your conversions. Because I don't know about you, but I can be really dead set on something, and by the time I've jumped through 20 hoops, I've really lost interest. I'm slightly confused about why I'm there, and the actual thought of purchasing has really gone to the back of my mind unless I am incredibly dedicated towards it. Another thing you can do is when you get to 10,000 followers, you can have the swipe up feature. I know we talked about this as being an additional benefit of having a creator account as well, but it is really useful with a business account. You can obviously link product in your images like we said, but you can also have the swipe up functionality when you get to 10,000 followers. This can be useful if you want to link to a blog, a YouTube video, a competition, an email sign up form, a particular collection of products versus an individual item. So maybe you've just had an amazing restocking and you've got all these different colours of one particular item, or maybe your new spring summer collections in and you want to talk all about all the different pieces, and you've done a series of short little Instagram stories, or maybe you have put different pictures on each story or something like that, and you can then have a swipe up would go to a specific web page that would maybe have the whole collection in. Or maybe you've got a digital product, because shopping and digital products aren't best mates, or a service. So if you have a service or a digital product, then the swipe up feature really comes into its own there as well. So you get swipe up with 10k, and I know that is really, really useful, and it's one of the best things one of the reasons to really push for that 10k. I know we say, and I really mean it with every fibre of my being, that the quality should always outshine the quantity. But when you get to 10k, it does unlock additional features. Of course, if your audience is built up with people who really don't care about what you're doing, then it's not going to help you, because they're not going to swipe up because they really don't care. But if you can get 10,000 people who do care, having the swipe up is a really useful function. And again, we talked about creators earlier. How useful is it to say, I'm working with this brand, they've got these amazing credentials, they've got this amazing new collection, I'm working on this collaboration with them, and having that swipe up ability to take someone straight there, so you get their attention, they're interested, and just with a flick of the finger, that's where they're heading off to. As with a creator account, your business account needs to be public. And as with a creator account, I don't know why you wouldn't want your business account public, because you want as many people as possible to see what you're doing through your business and through your account. So that is another thing about business accounts. Another thing as well that actually applies to the business and the creator accounts is the ability to use the branded content tools. So I'm sure, like me, you have seen a huge amount of stuff about ads, gifted, this, that and the other recently on social media, and it's a really, really important subject, and one I'm going to go into a lot deeper in a future podcast. I've been speaking to both organisations quite a bit and doing a lot of reading, so it's something I'm really keen to explore with you a bit further and try and help make it a bit clearer based on my understanding of what's going on, and point you in the right direction with links and how to get that information too. But the branded content tool is something that Instagram have introduced to help to make it clearer when people are involved with brands on a commercial basis. So in order to be part of this, you do have to have a creator or a business account to make the tool work correctly. And again, that makes perfect sense, because if you are creating content for brands that is beyond just the scope of you sharing something about your life, that you are then being paid for or given product to share, and there are conditions to it, so it's an ad, it makes sense to have that kind of next level account anyway. So what this means, I'm sure you'll have seen them before. In addition to the labelling on the account, what you can do is you can use the paid partnership tool, the branded content tool, and then what happens is underneath it just says paid partnership with, and then the name of the company. The company do need to approve this paid partnership, and that goes on in the back end so they know it's happening, obviously, because otherwise you could just say, paid partnership with whoever and not have that connection, which is not clear, not correct. It just makes everything a bit muddy. So this just appears at the top in small letters. It's quite small, and that's why a lot of the advice would be to also add the word add if that's what you were doing to enhance that clarity. But it is a really useful function, not just because it's visibly written, but also because it actually gives the brand partner access to some of the insights on the posts with that tag. So it means that a business who is tagged using the branded content tool can see the reach and engagement on their posts, which is really great if you think about it, because especially with Instagram hiding likes on a number of accounts, not all accounts, but on a number of them, it might potentially be very, very difficult for a brand to be able to track and see what's going on. to have a look at the engagement. Obviously the reach you wouldn't have been able to see anyway, but to look at the engagement particularly, you can obviously see the comments, but you can't see the likes. And you can't see other bits either. So that's a really useful function. It just streamlines the whole service too. So the creator isn't having to screenshot like a mad person every 5 seconds and send that away. It's an easier way to do it. Also, the tool does allow for the brands to see the insights on stories for 40 days too. Again, a really useful little function there to have that sticker used if that's what you are doing, because it just gives the brands that feedback. And again, if you're a brand and you're not necessarily, how do I word this without saying, and you don't trust the creator, because if that's the case, don't work with them, please don't work with them. But it's a great way of, you've just got the stats there. You don't have to have any seed of doubt in your head about how anything's done, because you've just got the stats and the information there. Rather than having to think, well, I wonder if they mean that or if they're inflating this or whatever. It is what it is. And that's a really useful feature too. But you do have to have a creator. You have to be either a creator or a business account to be able to use that function. And again, if you think about it logically, that makes perfect sense too. So that was a bit of a whistle-stop guide between the three different types of three different types of Instagram account. And hopefully I've helped to clear up a little bit whether you might want a personal account, whether you might want a business account, or whether you might want a creator account. Another thing to note is that you don't have to make this decision and live with it for life. You can switch between them. So if you start off as a personal account and grow that and then start to get more brand opportunities, perhaps your life takes a slightly different turn and you do become more of an influencer. Or maybe you start a small business and you want to change your account to a business account so you can see the insights and you can advertise on your account. You can just do this in settings. You can switch between them if you like. It is not a problem at all. And it's interesting to see the different options that you have available there. So it's nothing to fear at all. There are different benefits and cons to each of these, whether you go for personal or creator or business. But all you can do is do the research, find the best one to suit you and go for it. And if it doesn't work for you, if you think, actually, no, this is too much for me, or actually, I want more information, you can just switch it to whichever one you feel is relevant. And, that's just the way it is. You don't have to worry about it. I hope that's helped you. If you listen, please do screenshot, please share to stories, please tag me. I would love to see which accounts you've got, whether you've got a business, a personal, a creator. Maybe you've got a couple, that's always an option. Maybe you've got different accounts for different parts of what you do. And also just a quick shout out, if you're looking to improve your social media and learn more about it to grow whichever kind of account you've got, let's be honest, all of these would work perfectly well with the Small and Supercharged Extra group. This is my monthly membership where each month people inside the group receive a cheat sheet, 5 social media ideas they can use however they like, a challenge, and we also have a monthly live with me, which is an Ask Me Anything. There's also the most incredible community over there, full of just the loveliest people who are all there to help and support you. If you want to find out more about that, just go to riafreemanpr.co.uk and go to the Work With Me drop down and it will all be there. Thanks so much for listening to this week's Small and Supercharged podcast. As always, I've had a lovely time. I hope you have too, and we will catch up next week. Have a good one.